You know that moment when you're reading a book and suddenly the plot twists in a way that makes you gasp, not because it's shocking, but because some deep, hidden part of you knew it was coming all along. That's the twin flame journey in a nutshell. Except instead of turning pages, you're living them. And the author? Oh, just the cosmos itself, scribbling away in the margins of your life with a mischievous grin, whispering, "Just wait. You think you know where this is going, but darling, you haven't seen anything yet. This isn't your typical love story. It's not even really about love. Not the Hallmark movie, roses and chocolate kind anyway. This is the kind of connection that rewires your soul, the sort that leaves you equal parts exhilarated and exhausted, like you've been handed the keys to a cosmic roller coaster with no seatbelt. One minute, you're floating on cloud 9, convinced you've cracked the code to eternal happiness. The next, you're sobbing into your pillow at 2 a.m., wondering if the universe is punking you with some elaborate, emotionally charged prank. But here's the thing. What if the chaos isn't a glitch in the system? What if it's the whole point? Let's get real. If relationships were schools, twin flames would be the advanced placement class, where the teacher doesn't believe in study guides and grades on a curve no one understands. You signed up for love, but the syllabus includes things like Ego Death 101 and Surrendering Control, a practical guide to trusting the universe, while it laughs at your plans. It's messy, it's unfair, it's also the most brutally beautiful education your soul could ever receive. Because this isn't just about finding the one, it's about becoming the one, the truest, rawest, most unapologetically you version of yourself. The kind of person who doesn't just want love, but embodies it, even when the object of your affection is MIA, dating someone else, or currently giving you the silent treatment for reasons known only to the divine. And here's the twist, the part the universe has been giggling about this whole time. The reunion, the happy ending, the moment you've been fantasizing about during every tear-stained journal entry. It's not the finish line, it's the starting block. Because twin flames aren't here to complete you. They're here to activate you for a love so big, so bold, so uncontainable. It doesn't just change your life, it changes the world. So buckle up, sweet soul. This isn't just a love story. It's a revolution. And you're right at the heart of it. Let's be real. If the twin flame journey were a video game, it'd be the kind where you keep respawning at the same brutal checkpoint, screaming, "Why won't this level end?" while the universe chuckles in the background like a mischievous dungeon master. You signed up for love, not an existential boot camp where every emotional landmine you've spent years avoiding suddenly has a neon sign pointing at it. But here's the kicker. What if the chaos isn't a glitch? What if it's the whole point? Picture this. You're handed a test with no instructions, no grading rubric, just one terrifying question at the top. How well do you actually love? And suddenly, every unhealed wound, every knee-jerk defense mechanism, every subconscious fear of abandonment starts doing the cha-cha in your psyche. That's the twin flame test. It's not about memorizing the right answers. It's about realizing you've been answering the wrong questions your whole life. Ever notice how the universe has a dark sense of humor? You pray for patience, and it sends you traffic jams. You beg for strength, and it drops a dumbbell on your foot. So when you whisper, "Show me unconditional love," guess what shows up? A mirror soul who triggers you so perfectly, you'd swear the divine itself took a masterclass in psychological warfare. But here's the twist. Those triggers aren't punishments. They're invitations to dig deeper, to forgive wider, to love when it's least convenient, especially when it's least convenient. You've tried manifesting, right? Vision boards, scripting, chanting under a full moon while burning sage that probably cost too much at that hipster metaphysical shop. And yet, radio silence, or worse, cosmic mixed signals. Here's a vivid dream of your twin. Also, here's their Instagram post with someone else. Enjoy the emotional whiplash. It's enough to make you wonder if God's up there spinning a celestial wheel of misfortune just for kicks. But what if the test isn't about forcing reunion? What if it's about releasing the obsession with it? Think of it like holding a handful of sand. The tighter you grip, the faster it slips away. The moment you unclench, that's when the magic happens. Not because you gave up, but because you finally trusted something bigger than your own frantic effort. Here's the secret sauce. The test isn't about them, it's about you. Every tear-soaked journal entry, every 3 a.m. existential crisis, every "fine, universe, I'll work on my self-worth," muttered through gritted teeth. That's the curriculum. And the grading system? Oh, it's brutal, but fair. F for fixating on timelines, outcomes, their new fling. O for allowing, the mystery, the mess, the divine timing you can't control. The irony? The moment you stop treating love like a final exam and start treating it like a daily meditation, something to be, not just achieve, the walls begin to crumble. Not because you hacked the system, but because you became the kind of person who doesn't need to. Those days you spent convinced you flunked the twin flame test. The universe was handing you a participation trophy the whole time, not for perfect performance, but for showing up, for feeling the fear and doing the inner work anyway, for loving when it felt hopeless, for still choosing hope when logic rolled its eyes. So yeah, maybe twin flames are God's ultimate test, but the answer key was never hidden. It's written in every small act of courage, every stubborn refusal to let pain harden you. Every time you whisper, "Okay, fine, I'll trust the process." And if that's not sacred, what is? Now go forth and flunk beautifully. The universe loves a good comeback story. You know that infuriating moment when you're stuck in traffic, late for something important, and the universe seems to be conspiring against you with every red light? Now imagine that. But instead of traffic, it's your love life. Instead of red lights, it's cryptic signs, near misses, and a reunion that dangles just out of reach like the universe's version of a carrot on a stick. Welcome to divine timing, the ultimate test of patience in the twin flame journey, where the lesson isn't just about waiting, but about what you become while you wait. The universe's favorite prank. Soon doesn't mean what you think you felt it, haven't you? That electric knowing, they're the one. The synchronicities pile up like cosmic breadcrumbs, their name popping up everywhere. A random stranger handing you a book about twin flames at a coffee shop, but then nothing. Or worse, false alarms. They text after months of silence, only to vanish again. You dream of them vividly, then wake up to radio silence. It's enough to make you wonder if the universe is a mischievous trickster god cackling at your frustration. But here's the thing. Divine timing isn't about punishing you with delays. It's about preparing you with depth. Think of it like baking a souffle. Open the oven too soon and it collapses. The universe isn't withholding love. It's insisting on the right conditions for both of you. Because a twin flame reunion isn't just about two people wanting each other. It's about two people ready for each other. While you're obsessing over when, the universe is quietly working on how. How you heal, how you grow, how you learn to trust something bigger than your own frantic timeline. This is the real magic of divine timing. It forces you to stop treating love like a destination and start treating it like a state of being. Ever notice how the most profound transformations happen in the in-between spaces? The silent nights when you finally stop chasing and start listening. The mornings you wake up and realize, wait, I'm actually okay without them. That's not surrender. That's upgrading. The universe isn't asking you to give up. It's asking you to level up. And the wild part? The more you focus on your alignment, the less you need to force theirs. Let's decode the universe's love language, shall we? The almost moments, when you just miss running into them, or they text right after you've decided to move on. Not a tease, a test. Can you stay centered even when the universe plays hard to get? The parallel growth clues. You stumble upon a podcast about surrender the same week they post a vague quote about change. Coincidence? Please. This is cosmic choreography. The sudden detours. When life throws you a curveball, a job opportunity in another city, a surprise soul-searching solo trip, and it feels like it's pulling you further apart. But what if it's actually aligning you in ways your logical mind can't grasp yet? The universe doesn't do accidents. It does orchestration. And the more you relax into the mystery, the more you'll notice the subtle winks, the way the right song plays at the right time, the way a stranger's offhand comment echoes something they once said. These aren't torturous breadcrumbs. They're love notes from the divine, whispering, I've got you. Keep going. Divine timing isn't a wall between you and your twin flame. It's the bridge, built brick by brick with your patience, your faith, your stubborn refusal to let doubt drown out your intuition. When the pieces finally click, it won't feel like luck. It'll feel like recognition, like the universe handing you a puzzle you've been secretly solving all along. So the next time you're tempted to scream at the heavens, why not now? Try whispering this instead, I trust your timing. Then watch how the weight lifts, not because the wait is over, but because you've stopped fighting the magic of becoming. And honestly, that's when the real fireworks start. You ever watch one of those nature documentaries where two seemingly separate elements, say bees and flowers, suddenly reveal they've been in a silent, sacred partnership all along? The bee thinks it's just grabbing lunch. The flower thinks it's just showing off its petals. But the universe? Oh, it's orchestrating an entire ecosystem through their dance. That's the twin flame journey at its highest level. Not just a love story, but a cosmic collaboration. And here's the mind bender. You're not just participants, you're co-creators. Let's shatter the romantic fantasy for a hot second. You didn't meet your twin flame because the universe owed you a soulmate. You met because the universe owes the world something bigger, a ripple of healing, a spark of creativity, a shift in collective consciousness that only your combined energy can ignite. Think of it like this. If souls had job descriptions, yours would include catalyst for a divine awakening, specializing in the messy human kind. Ever notice how twin flames often collide in the middle of personal chaos? One's quitting their corporate job to paint murals, the other's recovering from a broken heart by starting a nonprofit. Coincidence? Hardly. The universe doesn't do small talk. It throws you together like two reactive chemicals, because the reaction itself is the point. The love, the longing, the seismic inner shifts, those are just side effects of a much bigger alchemy. Think of history's great duos, Lennon and McCartney, Marie and Pierre Curie, even peanut butter and jelly. Stay with me. Alone, talented, but incomplete. Together, they created something that changed the fabric of things. Your twin flame connection has that same voltage. Maybe your mission isn't writing songs or discovering radium, but perhaps it's reigniting compassion in your community or birthing a new way of thinking about love itself. The universe doesn't waste this kind of chemistry on small potatoes. Here's the great revelation. You were never waiting for love. You were preparing for legacy. Twin flames aren't here to complete you. They're here to activate you for something so much bigger than happily ever after. The tears, the synchronicities, the gut-wrenching growth, that's the universe sanding down your rough edges, not just for love, but for impact. So the next time you're aching for a sign, try asking this instead. What's wanting to be born through me, through us, that only we can do? Then watch how the path lights up, not toward them, but through you. And that's where the real magic begins. After all, God doesn't need more fairy tales. It needs midwives for the new world you're here to create together. Now, isn't that a love story worth telling? You know how master sculptors say the statue was always inside the marble? That their chisel wasn't creating, but revealing what wanted to emerge all along? That's where you stand now, not at the end of your twin flame journey, but at the threshold of its greatest revelation. All those sleepless nights, the synchronicities that raised your goosebumps, the heartbreaks that cracked you open like a geode. They weren't obstacles. They were the universe's way of polishing your edges until you could finally recognize your own reflection in the divine mirror. The reunion you've been aching for was never the destination. It was the launch pad, like a rocket shedding its boosters after liftoff. All the longing and uncertainty were just fuel to propel you beyond ordinary love into something far more extraordinary. A love that doesn't just fill your cup, but becomes a fountain for others to drink from. Ever watched two rivers merge? There's that turbulent, frothy moment where currents collide, and then, suddenly, they're flowing as one mighty force, carving new landscapes without effort. That's what happens when twin flames stop chasing completion and start expanding into their purpose. The love story doesn't end with happily ever after. It evolves into, and then we changed everything. So what now? Do you sit waiting for divine timing, like it's a late bus, checking your watch and sighing? Or do you start dancing to the rhythm that's already pulsing through you? That quiet, insistent beat that says create, serve, shine, regardless of circumstances? The most rebellious act of faith isn't believing they'll return. It's living with such unshakable wholeness that their presence becomes a glorious bonus rather than a prerequisite for your joy. Because here's the alchemical truth. The moment you stop needing the reunion to feel complete is precisely when the universe can trust you with its grandest designs. Years from now, when you're sitting across from them, or perhaps gazing at the stars alone, equally at peace, you'll finally understand why every twist in the plot was necessary. Not because the universe enjoys drama, though it clearly has a flair for it, but because love at this magnitude requires architects, not passengers, builders, not beggars. So take that fierce, fragile heart of yours and keep loving, not just them, but the world they helped you see more clearly. Keep creating, not from lack, but from overflow. And when doubt whispers, what if it never happens? Whisper back, what if it already has? In ways I'm only beginning to comprehend. The curtain isn't closing, darling. It's rising. And the next act? It's going to leave you breathless. After all, this was never just about finding your other half. It was about discovering you were whole all along and then having the courage to love like you already knew.